trucking industry. Probably not the sexiest startup subject, but so are in taxis, and we all know what happened when Uber entered the business. Multi-billion-dollar idea. My name is Roberto, and in my home country, Mexico, we have a huge problem. Trucks on the road going empty. Manuel, the owner and operator of a truck that lives in Monterrey, has just been hired to carry a load to Mexico City. In order to get there, Manuel must travel around 600 miles. Have any of you ever wondered what happens after a truck driver such as Manuel delivers its load at its destination? He will drive back 600 miles empty. In Mexico, every day there are 250,000 cargo trips, and 80% of the time, they return empty. But what would happen if instead of returning empty, these trucks were matched with shippers that are in need of a freight in that same direction? This is why we created FleteYa, a marketplace that makes more efficient freight transportation by allocating cargoes into trucks that would otherwise return empty. This way, we generate savings of up to 40% for our shippers while creating up to 4 times more profit for our carriers. All this through our proprietary matching algorithm. Added to this, by reducing the number of trucks on the road, we also reduce accidents, pollution, and traffic. And how are we getting a 40% saving for our shippers? Imagine you went to the movies and you had to pay for every empty seat in the movie theater. Now, going to the movies wouldn't sound so fun, right? Well, something similar happens in the trucking industry. A one-way quotation consists in 3 components. First, we have the profit. Then, the one-way costs, that are the costs it takes to move goods from point A to point B. And anticipating that he's going to return empty, carriers also include the return cost. Therefore, in the return trip, they're willing to give a huge discount because the return costs have already been covered. And most of what they will win will be a profit. And how does our platform work? Let's take, for example, our first client, Mobica, a furniture store that wanted to ship its products from its factory in Mexico City to one of its stores in Monterrey. In order to find the freight, Mobica enters to FleteYa, and through our matching algorithm, we're able to show all the empty returns that are compatible with the desired route. Now, instead of doing hundreds of phone calls, Mobica can see the price to pay and the characteristics of each truck in just a matter of seconds. This means a better decision in less time. In this case, Mobica selects Manuel's empty return. Now, instead of returning empty, carriers like Manuel can get an additional profit, while shippers like Mobica will get a freight at a much lower price. The freight transportation industry in Mexico is huge. It is a $90 billion market. And we know we can deploy FleteYa in other Latin American countries that share similarities with Mexico. In just 1 month of operation, with no marketing expenses, we are proud to say that we have achieved 200 active carriers in our platform. Generated average savings of 30% for our shippers. Up to 4 times more profit for our carriers. In just 1 empty return solved, we can get more profit to our carriers than what they did in a whole week of work. And $20,000 of additional profit to our carriers. This is equivalent to 20 years of minimum wage in Mexico. We're excited to see that we're having an impact in our country, and we're just getting started. We are disrupting the trucking industry. We're increasing the profit of the carriers. We're reducing logistic costs for the shippers. We're simplifying the search process for shipments, and we're increasing productivity for both shippers and carriers. This is why FleteYa is a win-win for everyone. It's a win for the carriers, it's a win for the shippers, it's a win for the environment, and it's a win for you as the final consumer. If you want to win with us, come and join us at our booth. Thank you very much.